What will Ineos do in the January transfer window? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest stories in English football right now. What will Ineos do in the January transfer window? Manchester United fans are feeling a mix of frustration and hope right now. The team's recent form has been disappointing, with only 2 wins in their last 8 matches. The pressure is building on manager Ruben Amorim to turn things around and get United back to winning ways. As January approaches, the question on everyone's mind is what moves will Ineos and Manchester United make in the upcoming transfer window? This is an important question because the decisions made in January could set the course for the rest of the season and beyond. When asked about potential signings ahead of a key clash with Liverpool, Amorim gave a simple yet promising answer. We can try to do something. And we will try to do something. This statement suggests that the club is looking to act, but we're still in the dark about what exactly will happen. In this blog post, we'll explore what changes could be made, focusing on both possible outgoings and potential incomings. Possible outgoings in January. Manchester United squad has some players whose futures could be in doubt as we head into the winter transfer window. While it's hard to predict exactly who will leave, we can take a look at the players who have the highest chances of departing. We'll look at each player's situation, why they might leave, and rate the likelihood of their departure. 1. Victor Lindelof likelihood, 8 out of 10. Victor Lindelof's time at Manchester United could be coming to an end. The Swedish defender has been linked with several clubs in the past year, including Leicester, Lazio, and Roma. Lindelof's contract is set to expire in 6 months, which means United could look to sell him now rather than losing him for free in the summer. With Lindelof not being a regular starter under Amorim, the club may choose to cash in on him for a relatively low fee, around £5 million. Alternatively, the club could look to terminate his contract early. Given his limited role, it's highly likely that Lindelof will leave. 2. Tyrell Malaysia likelihood, 4 out of 10. Malaysia, the Dutch left-back, has had a tough time under Ruben Amorim. After returning from injury, Malaysia has been given opportunities, but his performances haven't been impressive. He's often been benched or left out of the squad entirely. While Juventus has shown interest in him, it's still unclear whether a move will happen in January. United's squad is already thin in the left-back department, so it's more likely that Malaysia will stay until the summer. However, if the right offer comes along, the club might decide to let him go. 3. Antony likelihood, 5 out of 10. Antony's future at Manchester United is another topic of debate. The Brazilian winger has been given chances to impress, particularly at right wing-back and right attacking midfield, but he has struggled to make a real impact. There have been rumors that Real Betis is interested in signing him, but United has turned down offers for him in the past. Despite this, it's still possible that Antony could leave in the future, especially if Amorim decides he doesn't fit his system. For now, it seems more likely that he will stay and be given more opportunities to prove himself under Amorim. However, a sale could happen in the summer if things don't improve. More possible outgoings in January Part 2. Now let's look at some bigger names who may also be at risk of leaving. These players have been important for the team in the past, but their future at Manchester United could be in question. 4. Alejandro Garnacho likelihood, 2 out of 10. Garnacho, the talented young forward, has been given chances this season, but he hasn't made the most of them. He's only started a few games under Amorim and has shown mixed performances. If Garnacho feels that he's not getting enough playing time, he could request a move, but that seems unlikely unless there's a major shift in his situation. A loan move could be a good option to allow Garnacho to gain experience and develop his game. However, it's more likely that he will stay for now and try to prove himself under the new manager. 5. Marcus Rashford likelihood, 10 out of 10. Marcus Rashford's future is probably the biggest talking point at Manchester United right now. Rashford has been dropped from the squad for several games, and this has raised questions about his relationship with Amorim. Reports suggest that Rashford is considering a move away from Old Trafford. He's reportedly rejected a £35 million a year offer from Saudi Arabia, but he's open to joining a top European club like PSG, Arsenal, Napoli, or even Bayern Munich. A loan move with an option to buy is the most likely scenario for Rashford in January. If this move happens, it could help him get back to his best, while United might look to bring in a replacement in the summer. 6. Casemiro, Christian Eriksen and Toby Collier likelihood. 9 out of 10. United's midfield could see some changes in January, especially if Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, and Toby Collier leave the club. Casemiro, who has been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, might be offloaded to reduce United's wage bill. Eriksen, who has had a mixed impact this season, is reportedly wanted by Ajax. Collier, a young talent, could be loaned out to Leicester to gain more playing time. These moves would help United manage its finances and potentially bring in new players to strengthen the squad. 7. Joshua Zirkzee likelihood. 6 out of 10. Zirkzee's time at Manchester United has been disappointing. After arriving in the summer, he has struggled to get regular playing time. There have been reports that Juventus and Zirkzee's former coach Thiago Motta are interested in him. If Zirkzee moves on, it could be a loan deal with an obligation to buy in the summer. This would free up some funds for United to target a new striker. Zirkzee's departure seems likely, but a deal could be more likely in the summer, as United may not want to sell him too quickly without having a replacement lined up. Potential incomings. January transfer targets. If there's one thing that's clear from Manchester United's performances this season, it's that they need to improve in certain areas of the squad. There are several key positions that need strengthening, and January could be the time to make those moves. Let's take a look at the positions that need reinforcements and some of the players that have been linked with a move to Old Trafford. 1. Left centre-back LCB. United's defense could use an upgrade in the left centre-back position. While Lisandro Martinez is solid, he's not the physical defender that Amorim's system requires. Johnny Evans and Kakanki have been used as backups, but neither is starting quality for a club like Manchester United. Branthwaite has been linked with a move to United, but this position might not be a priority in January. Given the club's financial situation and the pressing need in other areas, a move for a left centre-back might be put on hold until the summer. 2. Right wing-back RWB. United has struggled to find a consistent performer in the right wing-back position. Dalit, Mazraoui, and Antony have all been tried, but none have really nailed the role. Ahmad has shown promise, but he's better used in an attacking role rather than as a wing-back. If Antony or Dalit leaves in January, United might need to bring in a new right wing-back. However, given the club's focus on other positions, this might be a move that is made in the summer rather than in January. 3. Central midfield CM. United's midfield is already crowded, but with players like Casemiro, Eriksen, and Collier potentially leaving, it might be necessary to bring in a new midfielder. However, it seems unlikely that United will make this a priority in January. Amorim may choose to continue working with the midfielders currently at his disposal and save any major midfield signings for the summer. 4. Striker. One of the most important positions that need reinforcement is striker. If Zirkzee leaves, United will need to bring in a new forward. The club has been linked with Victor Gyökeres and Victor Osimhen. Gyökeres is a more realistic target, especially since his release clause is set to drop from £80 million to £60 million in the summer. It's possible that United will wait until the summer to make a move for him. Osimhen, on the other hand, is a marquee signing, but he would come at a high cost. It's unlikely that United will sign him in January, as the financial commitment would be too high. 5. Left attacking midfield, LAM, and right attacking midfield, RAM. These positions are key areas where United needs to improve. Rashford has been out of the picture, and Garnacho has struggled to make an impact. Mount has been injury-prone, and Bruno has often been moved deeper into midfield. United could look at a short-term loan for players like Christopher Nkunku, João Felix, or Dani Olmo. These players would provide depth and creativity, while United plans for a more permanent solution in the summer. 6. Left wing-back, LWB. The left wing-back position is the area where United needs to invest the most. Malaysia has struggled, Dalit is out of position, and Shaw is unreliable due to injuries. United could target players like Nuno Mendes, who Amorim knows well, or Milos Kerkez, who is impressed at Bournemouth. Another option is Alvaro Fernandez, who has a buyback clause at Benfica. United could also consider a loan for Ben Chilwell from Chelsea if the situation at Stamford Bridge continues to worsen. Conclusion. January is shaping up to be a crucial month for Manchester United as the club looks to strengthen its squad for the rest of the season. With key players potentially leaving, such as Rashford, Lindelof and Casemiro, United will need to make smart decisions in the transfer market. The team's weaknesses in defense, midfield, and the attacking positions are clear, and reinforcements in these areas could make a big difference. But what do you think? Should United prioritize bringing in a striker or focus on fixing the left wing-back position? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. January is set to be a thrilling month for United fans, and the moves made could be vital for the club's future. Manchester United on the verge of signing Nuno Mendes from PSG. What does this mean for the club? The transfer window is always an exciting time for football fans, with rumors flying and deals being made behind the scenes. For Manchester United supporters, January 2025 might just bring some much-needed reinforcements to a squad that's been struggling this season. One of the most talked-about potential signings is Nuno Mendes, the talented left wing-back currently at Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. According to reports, Mendes is ready to make the move to Old Trafford, and his reunion with former manager Ruben Amorim could be the boost Manchester United needs. But what does this potential transfer mean for Manchester United? And how will Mendes fit into Ruben Amorim's system? Let's dive into the details of this exciting transfer rumor and what it could mean for the future of United's squad. Why is Nuno Mendes a good fit for Manchester United? Manchester United's left wing-back position has been a bit of a headache this season. Tyrell Malacia has struggled since returning from injury, and Luke Shaw is still sidelined with injuries. Diogo Dalot has been used as a makeshift left wing-back, but his performances have been far from impressive. This has led to growing concerns about the depth and quality in that position, and many feel that United desperately needs to sign a new left wing-back. Nuno Mendes, 22, is widely regarded as one of the best young fullbacks in Europe. His electrifying pace, creativity, and ability to make daring runs down the left flank are just some of the reasons why he's considered a world-class talent. When he joined PSG from Sporting CP in 2022 for €40 million, £33 million, many saw it as a huge coup for the French club. Mendes' versatility as both a wingback and fullback, coupled with his attacking flair, makes him the ideal candidate to fill the void in United's defense. Having worked under Ruben Amorim at Sporting CP, Mendes knows what to expect from the Portuguese manager's system. Amorim is known for playing an attacking style of football, often utilizing wingbacks to provide width and support in the final third. Mendes has thrived under Amorim's tactics, with 47 appearances for Sporting in which he scored 1 goal and recorded 3 assists. His experience with Amorim could help him settle quickly into the United squad and make an immediate impact. At PSG, Mendes has continued to impress, making 16 appearances this season and contributing 2 goals and 2 assists. His performances have earned him a place in the Portugal national team, where he has earned 33 caps. Mendes' reputation as one of Europe's top young fullbacks is well-deserved, and United fans will be excited to see him bring that quality to Old Trafford. The potential challenges in securing Nuno Mendes' transfer. While it's clear that Mendes would be a fantastic addition to Manchester United, the club still faces some hurdles in securing his signature. One of the biggest challenges is United's financial situation. With Amorim taking over as manager, United is expected to make some moves in the January transfer window, but the club's budget is limited. It's widely believed that United will need to make some sales before they can bring in any new players. Reports suggest that PSG will drive a hard bargain over Mendes, especially since he still has over a year left on his contract. Despite recent talks over a new deal to make Mendes one of the highest-paid wingbacks in the world, negotiations have stalled, leaving the door open for potential suitors like Manchester United. Mendes' agent has reportedly made more demands, which led to discussions with United. PSG's stance on Mendes will likely be tough, as the French club will want to maximize any transfer fee for the player. United will need to negotiate carefully to avoid being overcharged, especially considering their financial constraints. Additionally, the club might look to offload some players in order to fund the move. Players like Victor Lindelof, Tyrell Malacia, and Antony have all been linked with moves away from Old Trafford, and United may look to make room in their squad through departures. How will Nuno Mendes impact Manchester United's squad? If Nuno Mendes does make the move to Manchester United, he could have an immediate impact on the team. With Luke Shaw out injured and Tyrell Malacia struggling, Mendes would provide a major upgrade at left wing-back. His pace and attacking ability would give United more width on the left side, allowing the team to transition quickly from defense to attack. Under Ruben Amorim's tactical setup, wing-backs play a crucial role in the team's offensive game plan. Mendes' ability to make overlapping runs and contribute to the attack would give United an extra dimension going forward. His defensive abilities are also solid, and his pace would make him a threat on counterattacks both in defense and in attack. Mendes' arrival would also bring much-needed depth to United's squad. Currently, Dalot has been forced to play in multiple positions due to a lack of options, but with Mendes on the left, Dalot could return to his preferred right wing-back role. This would strengthen the overall balance of the squad and give Amorim more flexibility in his lineup choices. Furthermore, the reunion between Mendes and Amorim could be a key factor in helping Mendes adapt to his new surroundings. Amorim knows Mendes well and understands how to get the best out of him. This could be crucial in helping Mendes settle into life at Manchester United and hit the ground running. What are the financial realities for Manchester United? As much as United fans would love to see Mendes join the club, the reality is that the club is operating with limited financial resources at the moment. The team's poor performances this season have put pressure on the club's finances, and United will need to make smart moves to strengthen the squad without overspending. This means that United will likely have to offload some players to fund any incoming transfers. As mentioned earlier, players like Victor Lindelof, Tyrell Malacia, and Antony could be on their way out, either through permanent sales or loan moves. By freeing up funds and reducing the wage bill, United could make room for Mendes and other potential signings. However, the club will need to move quickly and decisively in order to secure Mendes before other clubs start showing interest. In addition, the club is expected to focus on making short-term moves in the January window, with the summer transfer window likely being when United makes the biggest splash. If Mendes' deal is secured, it could signal the start of a much-needed squad overhaul under Amorim's leadership. What does Nuno Mendes' move mean for Ruben Amorim's Manchester United? For Ruben Amorim, securing Nuno Mendes would be a significant first step in his tenure as Manchester United's manager. Mendes would be a player that Amorim knows well and trusts, and bringing him into the squad could provide the defensive stability and attacking quality that United has been lacking. Amorim's system relies heavily on dynamic and versatile players, especially in wide positions, and Mendes ticks all the boxes. His arrival would signal that United is serious about improving its squad and that Amorim is ready to bring in players who suit his tactical vision. Mendes' move would also send a message to the rest of the squad and the fans. It would show that United is taking action to strengthen the squad and that the club is willing to make moves in the transfer market. While Mendes alone might not solve all of United's problems, he would be an important piece of the puzzle as the club looks to turn its fortunes around under Amorim. Conclusion: is Nuno Mendes the answer for Manchester United? The potential signing of Nuno Mendes could be exactly what Manchester United needs right now. His pace, creativity, and familiarity with Ruben Amorim's system make him an ideal fit for the team. However, the financial challenges and negotiations with PSG mean that this transfer will be far from straightforward. If United can secure Mendes' signature, it would be a major boost for the squad and could signal the start of a new era under Amorim's leadership. United fans will be eagerly watching to see how this story unfolds in the coming weeks. Could Nuno Mendes be the answer to Manchester United's left wing-back woes? Only time will tell. What do you think, United fans? Would Nuno Mendes be a good signing for the club? Or is there another player you have in mind? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Van Nistelrooy eyes Manchester United players for Leicester despite close relegation battle. What this means for the future. In what has been a challenging season for Leicester City, Ruud van Nistelrooy is already turning to his extensive network, including his ties to Manchester United, as he looks to improve his squad. Despite Leicester's position near the bottom of the Premier League, Van Nistelrooy's familiarity with United's players could offer an interesting avenue for both clubs in the upcoming months. But with the Foxes currently battling relegation and United aiming to return to the top, could this connection lead to transfers or loan deals? Let's take a closer look at Van Nistelrooy's potential plans and the impact this could have on both Leicester City and Manchester United. Ruud van Nistelrooy's challenge at Leicester City. Van Nistelrooy, who made his name as one of the top strikers at Manchester United during his playing days, has been given the task of guiding Leicester City through a tough season. The Foxes' return to the Premier League this year has been far from easy, and they currently find themselves dangerously close to the relegation zone. Van Nistelrooy's appointment has come with high hopes, especially following an initial 3-1 win over West Ham in his debut match. However, a subsequent draw against Brentford and 4 heavy defeats have shown the scale of the challenge ahead. It's no secret that newly promoted clubs often struggle in the Premier League, with Leicester finding themselves in a similar predicament as other teams that came up last season. The pressure is mounting for Van Nistelrooy to make immediate improvements, and the squad needs reinforcements to ensure their survival. Manchester United's limited transfer strategy. As Leicester City navigates their season of struggle, Van Nistelrooy may look to his former club, Manchester United, for reinforcements. United, currently sitting above the relegation zone but far from their usual competitive self, are going through their own issues. With Erik ten Hag under pressure and a limited budget due to financial fair play concerns, the club is on a sell-to-buy strategy. This situation means that while United is looking to strengthen, any new arrivals will likely be funded by outgoing players. This opens the door for potential loan moves, especially to clubs in need of experience. Van Nistelrooy himself hinted that he would indeed use his network at Manchester United to help improve his Leicester squad. He stated, "I'm looking at my network. Of course, having played in a couple of countries and more clubs, I'm using my network in opportunities to strengthen the squad. We are looking at all possibilities to help this team reach their targets." His familiarity with the Manchester United setup, combined with his previous coaching experience, makes him well-placed to identify players who could help Leicester. Potential transfers. Who could join Van Nistelrooy at Leicester? While Van Nistelrooy may be keen to tap into United's player pool, which players could be the best fit for Leicester City, especially considering the team's current struggles? Let's look at a few names that could make sense for both clubs. Victor Lindelof. One of the most likely candidates is Victor Lindelof, a central defender whose future at Manchester United has been uncertain. Lindelof, 30, has found himself out of favor at Old Trafford, often relegated to the bench despite being a solid performer for United in the past. A move to Leicester could provide him with regular first-team football, something that he might not get in the highly competitive environment at United. His experience in the Premier League could be invaluable for Leicester as they look to shore up their defense and avoid relegation. Christian Eriksen. Another player who could be of interest to Van Nistelrooy is Christian Eriksen. The Danish midfielder's contract is set to expire at the end of the season, and there have been whispers about him potentially leaving Old Trafford. While United might not be eager to part ways with a player of Eriksen's quality, a move to Leicester could offer him regular playing time in the first team, which has been harder to come by recently. His playmaking skills would be crucial in helping Leicester create chances, especially in a battle for survival. For Leicester, Eriksen would bring experience and quality to the midfield. Loan deals. United's youth players on the move. While the idea of senior Manchester United players moving to Leicester is intriguing, the more likely scenario could involve some of United's promising youth players going out on loan to gain valuable experience. Players such as Dan Gore, Toby Collier, and Harry Amass are all knocking on the first-team door at United. But with opportunities limited under Erik ten Hag, a loan move could be the perfect way for them to develop. Dan Gore. Dan Gore, a highly rated midfielder, has been unfortunate with injuries in recent months but showed promise during his time on loan at Port Vale last season. At Leicester, he would have the chance to get more minutes under his belt, especially given the club's struggles in midfield. It could also serve as an opportunity for Leicester to nurture young talent, just as they have done with Facundo Buonanot and Bilal El Khanis, who have impressed at the King Power Stadium. Toby Collier and Harry Amass. Other youth players, such as Toby Collier and Harry Amass, are also on the brink of first-team football but may find it hard to break into United's senior squad. Sending them out on loan to a club like Leicester, who are in need of fresh talent and energy, could be the perfect scenario. With Van Nistelrooy's coaching experience with Jong PSV, he has a keen eye for nurturing young players, making Leicester an ideal destination for United's youngsters. Would Manchester United strengthen a direct rival? One of the more complicated issues in this scenario is the fact that Leicester City, while currently struggling, could still be considered a direct rival to Manchester United in the battle to avoid relegation. United is currently hovering just above the relegation zone, and while it may seem like a distant worry for many fans, the reality is that the team's poor form leaves them vulnerable. Sending key players to Leicester could be seen as giving a potential rival a helping hand, and this may be a tough pill for United to swallow. Instead, it may make more sense for United to loan out their young players rather than strengthen a team in direct competition with them for survival. Van Nistelrooy's knowledge of youth development. Another factor in this situation is Van Nistelrooy's experience in working with young players. Prior to his role at Leicester, he managed Jong PSV, the under-23 team at PSV Eindhoven, and developed a deep understanding of the importance of youth development. Van Nistelrooy has always been keen on helping young players reach their potential, and this could play a major role in his recruitment of United's youth talents. The King Power Stadium could provide a great learning environment for players like Gore, Collier, and Amass, where they can develop under Van Nistelrooy's guidance and gain valuable first-team experience. Conclusion. What's next for Van Nistelrooy and Manchester United? The relationship between Ruud van Nistelrooy and Manchester United could prove to be an interesting one for the future of Leicester City. While the idea of United sending senior players to a direct rival in a relegation battle may seem unlikely, a loan move for some of their talented youth players could benefit both clubs. As Leicester fights to stay in the Premier League, Van Nistelrooy will continue to use his vast network to strengthen his squad, and United's youth players could play an important role in that process. It remains to be seen how United will approach any potential business with Leicester, but with Van Nistelrooy's connections, there could be some interesting moves in the works. What do you think, United fans? Would you be open to sending players to Leicester under Van Nistelrooy? Or would you prefer to keep your squad intact for the fight ahead? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.